Today we are going to talk about Australia, largest countries of the world, part 5. Hello and welcome to the channel, a channel for the kid within us who chose to learn a few things about Australia today. Before we move ahead, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Marooned far away from the rest of the world, the Commonwealth of Australia is a sovereign country comprising the mainland of Australian continent, the island of Tasmania, and numerous smaller islands like Lord Howe Island and Macquarie Island. It is the largest country by area in Oceania and world's 6th largest country. Australia is surrounded by Indian and Pacific Oceans. It is separated from Asia by the Arafura and Timor Seas, with the Coral Sea lying off the Queensland coast, and the Tasman Sea lying between Australia and New Zealand. Oceania, collective name for the islands scattered throughout most of the Pacific Ocean. Oceania has traditionally been divided into 4 parts. Australasia, which consists of Australia and New Zealand, Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. Population of Australia is currently 26 million, while its area is around 7.6 million square kilometers. Canberra is the national capital. Yes, it is not Sydney nor Melbourne. It is Canberra. Australia continent is the oldest, flattest, and driest with the least fertile soil. The desert or semi-arid land, commonly known as the outback, makes up by far the largest portion of the land. Australia is the driest inhabited continent. Australia has a wide variety of landscapes and climates, with deserts in the center, tropical rainforests in the northeast, and mountain ranges in the southeast. Colloquial names for Australia include the Great Southern Land, the Lucky Country, the Sunburnt Country, and the White Brown Land, whereas the name Australia is derived from the Latin Terra Australis. It means Southern Land, a name used for a hypothetical continent in the Southern Hemisphere since ancient times. Australia has the largest area of ocean jurisdiction of any country on Earth. It has no land borders. The northernmost points of continental mainland are the Cape York Peninsula of Queensland and the top end of the Northern Territory, but the northernmost point of the country lies in the Torres Strait Islands. The western half of Australia consists of the Western Plateau, which is generally flat, though broken by various mountain ranges like Hamersley Range, the McDonnell Ranges, and the Musgrave Range. There are several larger rivers east and north, such as Murray, Ashburton, and Victoria Rivers. Mount Augustus, claimed to be the world's largest monolith, is located in Western Australia. Uluru, or Ayers Rock, is a large sandstone formation in the southern part of the Northern Territory in Australia. It is one of the most recognizable natural landmarks of Australia and has been a popular tourist destination since the late 1930s. Uluru is also very notable for appearing to change color at different times of the day and year, most notably when it glows red at dawn and sunset. The Eastern Highlands, or Great Dividing Range, lie near the eastern coast of Australia, separating the relatively narrow eastern coastal plain from the rest of the continent. These eastern Australian temperate forests have the greatest relief, the most rainfall, the most abundant and varied flora and fauna, and the densest human settlement. It is a series of hills, mountains, and plateaus. These ranges include the New England Plateau, the Australian Alps, the Snowy Mountains, the Blue Mountains, and the Grampian Mountains. Between the Eastern Highlands and the Western Plateau lie the Central Lowlands. The Central Lowlands region stretches from Australia's largest river basin, the Murray-Darling, through the Great Artesian Basin extending north to the Gulf of Carpentaria. The Great Artesian Basin is one of the largest artesian groundwater basins in the world. The world's largest coral reef complex, the Great Barrier Reef. Off the eastern coast of Australia is the world's largest coral reef complex, which is the Great Barrier Reef. It is located in the Coral Sea off the coast of Queensland. It is composed of over 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands stretching for over 2,300 kilometers. It is the world's biggest single structure made by living organisms. This reef structure is composed of and built by millions and billions of tiny organisms known as coral polyps. The highest peak. Mount Kosciuszko is the highest peak at 2,228 meters, which is relatively low in comparison to the highest mountains on other continents. Billabong is the Australian name given to the oxbow lakes that can form along a meandering river course. It is basically an isolated pond left behind after a river changes its course. Among well-known Australian animals are the monocetes, the platypus, and echidna, a host of marsupials including the kangaroo, koala, wombat, and birds such as emu and kookaburra. Do you know the two native Australian animals, platypus and echidnas, are the only two mammals in the world that lay eggs to give birth? And one more interesting fact, koalas sleep for about 20 hours per day. Some facts. 90% of Australians live on the coast. The large cities have a multitude of beaches. Outside of the major hubs, there are hundreds of smaller beach towns where you can appreciate Australia's beautiful coastline. The Australian Alps get more snow than the Swiss Alps. Bluka Mountain is one of the most popular areas with a vast range of accommodation and runs, as well as stunning views across the Alps. Tasmania has the cleanest air in the world. Around 1/3 of the state is a national park or World Heritage protected. It is a walker's paradise, with trails and walkways winding over the whole island, where the coastal paths reveal impressive views over Wineglass Bay and the Bay of Fires. Australia has over 60 separate wine regions. The majority of wine regions are in New South Wales and Victoria. Fraser Island is the largest sand island in the world. Delights of this island paradise include the clear blue waters of Lake Mackenzie, surrounded by white sand shore, and the serenity of champagne pools, where you can swim in the shallow pools at the edge of the ocean. The Great Ocean Road is the world's largest war memorial. It is one of the most famous drives in Australia with stunning views and scenic vistas along the route. Built by returning soldiers after World War I, The road was dedicated as a memorial to those who died fighting and was designed to connect the isolated communities that clung to the edge of Victoria's rugged coastline. The Australian Thorny devil is one of the longest lived lizards of its size in the world, with a lifespan of up to 20 years. The termite mounds that can be found in Australia are the tallest animal made structures on Earth. Kangaroo and emu can't move backwards, and that is why they appear on the national coat of arms to express a sentiment of ever moving forward, never back, Australia. I hope you liked the video. In that case, please don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Keep watching isaykids. Have a great day. And do check our video on Australia, the continent, too. Thank you. Bye bye for now. Have a great day. See you later.